All right. Hey. We gonna take in this music. Y'all know I'm a Johnny Gill fanatic. So since we talking about our topic, what we talking about today, I thought we should start in with that. So come on in, enjoy this conversation. Welcome to Wind Down Wednesdays. Um, Alexa, turn off. Yes, so come on in. If you are joining, make sure that you are telling me who you are, where you're from, what you're doing. How was your Wednesday? Because it is hump day, so sometimes Wednesdays is a little harder than the rest of the week. But we got through it, and that's all that matters. All righty. You know, I have to be the engineer sometimes, and that's not easy. So y'all see that I got my love shirt on. I got my love shirt on. Love yourself, honey. If ain't nobody loving you, you better love yourself. Okay. And also I got my red lipstick on. I do not normally walk around town with red. It got to be a special occasion. So tonight is a special occasion. I'm hanging out with y'all with my red lipstick on and my love myself shirt. All right. But I am Coach T EnStacia White, your life and purpose-driven life coach. I am an organization, prioritization, and monetization specialist. So all them big old words mean is I organize to prioritize to simplify your life. That's all I do. All right. So today's topic is Black women in love and relationships. You know, I really got this topic from my daughters. Okay, I have a daughter that's 25 and I have a daughter that's 19. So neither one of them have ever been on a date. And at that age, you would think that that would be something that would be happening. But what we realized is they're particular because I mean, I'm their mama. So they're very, very particular. And so I thought, well, let's talk about this conversation because it needs to be had, right? And just to talk about the state of the relationships, you know, and why do we put so much emphasis on, you know, love and relationships, and if you're not in love, we have so much, you know, stigma or drama or whatever to this topic, and just allowing it to just be what it is because baby, love flows. All right, so we got to let it flow, and we should be letting it flow just organically. So figuring out what that looks like, figuring out how we can just be a better, you know, support system to each other in this process. um this thing called life. Hey, Anaya, how are you? I am doing very, very well on this Wednesday. Thanks for asking. I love that. All right, so I'm gonna jump right into it because I have two amazing guests tonight joining me on this topic. So welcome our guests. As always, I let them introduce themselves because who can do it better than you, right? So I'm going to jump them on in here.
Hey
Hey,
everybody!
ladies. So let's see. You know, I'm doing different things here. Let's see how. There we go. All right. So
Hey.
whoever wants to start first, tell us whatever it is you want us to know about you because we are phenomenal. We know that just
Yes.
because that was our birthright to be
Right.
phenomenal. So tell the, you know, YouTube and Facebook and all the social media world something you want to tell them about yourself.
Katrina, you want to go?
Okay.
You go first. You go. I got this.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today to talk about this topic. This is one of my favorites: love and relationships, and all in between. It's gives you the feel goods, and so I'm really appreciative to be here today. My name is Lucretia Haley. I'm speaker. I'm an author, and I'm a purpose journey coach. I'm passionate just about helping women of faith rediscover their purpose before the husband and blossom in their marriage. So that's kind of mainly also what I do. And in addition, my husband and I will be launching our podcast, our first podcast on February 14th. Yes, on Valentine's Day. It is called When Marriage and Purpose Collide. And it's basically centered around a faith purpose and relationships. And our hope is to empower those with intent to marry and those who are already married and seasoned in their marriage. And so I love this topic. I love helping and assisting. You talked about your daughters. So I love talking to young women, especially about dating and relationships and what that brings. So thank you for bringing me here today.
Hey, everybody. I am Katrina Freeman. I am Katrina FF Model on Instagram. I am the creator of hashtag Keep VA Warm, which is a homeless initiative that provides all of the quality items or essential items that homeless individuals who live on the street need, day-to-day items such as clothing, food, any type of housing stay, like if it's like hotel vouchers. We provide an array of things, like a lot of things. There's nothing that we don't provide if we have it. I am a brand ambassador, a model, a pageant queen. I have been on several TV shows and talk shows and award shows. So I am excited to delve right into this conversation because as a single woman, that is I get a lot of conversation about why you're single, like what are you looking for, what does love mean to you. So I'm interested to see where this goes today. Hey, everybody.
That's awesome. So I'm just excited. I'm excited because you all said yes too. I put the information out there and I'm glad you joined. And you know what I really love about this, when you get on and you ask people to, be speakers, you meet phenomenal people around the world. And I really love doing on my platform. I think that's what I love the most. Just meeting new women or, whoever's the speaker, and just seeing how dynamic we really are, just seeing it and meeting it, and all the stuff we hear about us, it's not true. And so to be able to, have these kind of conversations to let people know that, nah, that's not how it's not true. It's not true.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good.
What I just want to kind of have a moment of, just let's talk about it. So just on the issue of black love, let me bring y'all in this way so everybody can kind of get there. There you go. So just on the issue of black love, so when you see that together, just give me a couple adjectives or thoughts or even emotion, because for me it's an emotion.
Ooh,
But
I like that.
what you tell me, when you see black love, those two words just together, what comes to mind for you?
I see power. I see history. I see legacy. I see foundation. And I see overcoming. Yeah. A lot more. I can go on, but go ahead. Go ahead, Katrina.
I come with my wine. I'm a cheers to that.
Right. I don't have wine, but I'm a cheers to it. All right.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
I see strength. I see endurance. I
Yeah.
see passion. I see commitment.
Yeah.
Those are things that I hope for as a single woman. Those are things that I see. But and I also admire. I see admiration when I see other individuals or other couples out enjoying each other. So yeah, I do admire. I admire that.
That's good.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good. Good. And so that's what I say. It's an emotion for me. Like when I think of black love, I just get very empowered. It's something I don't think people, and when I'm talking to like the younger millennials, or I get these little generations X, Y, Z's mixed up. But when I'm talking to the younger generation, it just seems like it's all hopes is lost, when you talk to them. And I was like, I wish you guys could feel the power in black love, because it's just a power. It's powerful. Been with my husband 30 years, and just to see how through, just to see our growth in it, and see how because okay, this is what I thought. I thought, how I'm gonna like you 20 years from now. Like I really didn't think I could, because when you're young, I was like, I don't think, like, why would I like you? But when you're growing together and you're really moving together, You
Mhm.
can't
Absolutely.
love that man. I'm like, I feel like I love him the same way I did back then. Like, ain't nothing changed. But it's
That-
because of the power in it when you're working together, when
Yeah.
there's no friction or jealousy or whatever, whatever
Mhm.
that happens in a relationship. So I thought that was good when I just wanted to see or
Yeah.
get a feel for what other people think when they see black love. Like when they just see those two words together, what do you, some people don't have as positive kind of
Mhm.
thought process of it
Right.
as others. So that's why I want to have these conversations. I don't want us all to be coming on here kumbaya all the time because that ain't life and that's us. And we all dimensional,
Right.
So just to figure out when you see that, what do you think? So
And
my
I can.
next
Oh, sorry.
nope. Go
I
ahead.
was going to add just to that because you said something. I remember when my husband and I first got married, or even actually when we were engaged, and the term, the hashtag Black love. And for me, I think I felt like I had to take steps to reach that level for anybody to even say that, because I didn't think I felt what everybody else was felt about us. Like when I see it for somebody else. I saw it in my parents. My parents have been married for about 38 years. And I see that and I'm like, ooh, to get to that level, that means I got to go through and be and sacrifice and get to that level. I don't know if I should be in that category, but everybody like black love, black love. But it is, I guess, this when you join, like it's going to be, and it's kind of like an affirmation, I should say. And when you say it, it's kind of should be an affirmation rather than a status or a symbol. It should be something you achieve to have, So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah.
All
Well
right.
said. Yes.
So the next one, same type of thing, but then this, because I think black love and then black relationships might be two totally kind of different things, right?
Shoot.
So,
Definitely.
with that being said, let's just same kind of thought. When you see that together, what do you kind of get out of that?
Ooh.
Okay, say it again.
So when you see black relationships, when you just see the words, so I'm not talking about like when you see it on the street or when you see like when you think mentally of black relationships, what comes to mind?
I get the good and the bad when it comes to that. I see toxic. I
Ah,
see work. I see working hard. I see um, ambition. Between both
Mhm.
people. Yeah, I see just it's a plethora of things. Katrina, go ahead and help me out. What you see? What you
ah!
see?
I
What you
mean,
see in the black relationship?
in day-to-day relationships, I see like there's an empowerment between the two. If I'm your friend and we're friends together, we got to be able to encourage each other. We got
True.
to be able to communicate. Because a lot of relationships lack that communication, and that's why a lot of relationships fail because you're not willing to communicate and say what you need from that individual. So I
Yeah.
do see communication. I see empowerment. Of course, with any relationship, you gotta love the person. So I see that. Lord, in black relationship, I see fighting. I see struggle because
Yeah.
hey, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
All relationships are not perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not perfect. You may struggle in the beginning, and you got to struggle a little bit. It's you got to put some work into it.
Right.
So yeah, those are some of the things that I can think of on the top of my head. But honey, that's a lot. Black related. Oh,
That's a heavy one. That's a heavy one.
it
Yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
definitely
And
is.
it is very loaded. And the reason why I asked because I think that like generationally, if you ask generationally what it looks like, it'll be a whole nother kind of conversation. And so that's why I thought about because like when I think of me personally, so when I think of me, I think when I think of black relationships, I think because of the type of person I am and what I give out.
Yeah.
But then when I think of it as a whole or what my kids are going through, then I think of it as it becomes like missing. Like I feel like it's so far away. Like we're not doing what we used to do, or something's just not connecting the way that I feel like the community was when I was growing up to what I see it as now. So the black relationships that I grew up with, I don't see that
Mm-hmm.
in the generation. So that's when so I kind of guess I veered off of love, but and kind of thought of Black relationships as a whole. But I think it all goes hand in hand. I think
It
it really.
does. I think the outside world and how people view us, how other cultures, how other people view us, taints how we view us
Yeah,
ourselves. That's been
yeah,
going on for years and years and years. But I think that affects our whole our relationship as a whole. So how we view ourselves individually first, our relationship with us, with me,
yeah,
and then bringing
yeah.
somebody into that circle, and then also being able to exude what you feel. That's a whole gamut of things because not everybody feels when they're in a relationship. Not everybody might be empowered. Some people are hurting. Some people are in abuse. Some people are, and so whatever is told to them is going to probably show up in the relationship and show to other people. So yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I
Because a
agree.
lot of people, they bring baggage and things that they haven't
Yes.
dealt with into current relationships. And so, like, you're having to deal with the baggage that this person has, as well as whatever issues that was in that relationship already. So, if you
Mhm.
had past hurts or cheating
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
any type of indiscretion, you're gonna feel that in this new relationship or any type of relationship. If you backstabbing,
Mhm.
lies or bickering. I mean, that's in any type of relationship, but every relationship takes some kind of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I was checking on our connection, so I was listening. I was just making sure the connection was good. But I agree with all of that. And so then the next word is and then we'll get off into the questions after this. But I just thought that these are just words that popped into mind, and I'm seeing less and less of. So it felt like okay, so I'm 40-ish, closer to 50, but I'm 40-ish. But it feels like so like my generation, we are like we ran to marriage, right? Like you're like, let's get married, right? But I
Mhm.
don't see that for the like the younger generation. Don't seem like it's something they really trying to get into. Um, but I just want to know, like, what's your thoughts? Because there's so many different thoughts on how you setting up some things,
Yeah.
in your life, which is your thing. But I just want other people who feel a certain way about marriage or whatever. I just want to have a conversation. So,
Hmm.
what's your thoughts on marriage? And I guess
Ooh,
I would say the
child.
marriage, I guess. I guess because it's a lot
um,
going on.
okay, I'll go first because yeah. So marriage for me, what do I see in marriage? I don't want to get married just
Okay.
off of the things that I've seen. So it's
Mhm.
kind of like it's a no for me. I see debt. I see
Mm.
irresponsibility.
Yeah.
Um, I see infidelity. I
Mm.
see untrustworthy. Um, um, then I see structure. I see balance, maturity.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, maybe love. I see love. I see passion,
Yeah.
but most importantly, because I mean, I just I am 41, and I definitely for me, from all of the failed marriages that I've seen and some of the things
Mhm.
that I've seen, I'm not interested right now.
It's just like
And
I
that's
honestly don't want to get married.
right.
yeah. Yeah.
And I love the transparency because it feels like you have to have this pressure on you, right? Like that's what I feel.
Mhm.
I I've been like I said, I was super young when I met my husband, but I just feel that for other people. I feel like it's such a heavy load that you're carrying.
Mhm.
And it's like, be free, do you
Right,
figure out what that
right.
is for you. But what do you feel?
For marriage, I mean, so I've been married for about 5.5 years. And so I could say in my singleness, I early in, when I was dating and things, and even before I was even thinking about dating, I didn't even see marriage at all. I was like, this is not happening. The guys that I'm meeting are not up to par. I'm not going to be able to do this kind of thing. And so in my mind, I was like, you know what? I guess I'm not going to be. But later on, after speaking to my mom and after just being put in a place where God kind of worked on my heart, it was then laid on me. It wasn't like an automatic thing that I saw. I saw my parents. I saw, you know, people in my family and have healthy marriages and things like that. And so I felt like I wanted to have it because they had it, but I didn't know what it truly entailed. And so now being married, it's just that it's showing me that marriage honestly is ministry for us. Marriage is sacrifice. Marriage is a whole lot of love through every season, a love through every part of your purpose. It's hard work. It is. You know, we got 2 kids in the mix too. So I mean, it's a lot of it's a lot of hard work, and it's really trying to fight whatever is in this world together, and then coming back into handling things at home first and trying to make sure that we're on the same page. It's fighting what family may say or may try to put inside your marriage. It's fighting distraction. It's fighting temptation. You know, it's a lot of it's a fight.
Open, right?
Your marriage together, and most people don't know. And, you know, so that's what. But marriage is forever. I think, and as you say that, I think that's what may also taint what people feel about marriage, because people don't see the forever. They see all these shows. I love Married at First Sight. I watch that show. That's my show. But they see these shows of where people get married and then divorced the next day. You know, get married and they're happy. And, you know, we look at people in media. We can have a whole conversation about a relationship that just went crazy and they got divorced. But they see all this and they're like, well, if I've got to do work and then end up divorced, I'll just be single, or we just be together. Why we gotta have a paper? And that's what people I think are seeing now when it comes to marriage. They're seeing, I don't have to have it. You know why? You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I totally agree with that. I totally agree. We got someone say people don't realize the work it requires. Right. And I don't think that people do. I think they're really romanticized about what is really going on, you know, in a marriage. But I really wish, like, I wish that there was a way to show what a functional marriage is, and what it should feel like, because they're out there. They really are. Like I was telling my husband doesn't, okay, so I'll talk y'all heads off and I'll talk to anybody, a stranger and everything. But my husband doesn't talk that much. He don't even really be, you know, but I wish he would, because I think men need to hear him, right? I'm always talking about, you know, but I think men need to hear him, because so that they can see, you know, what it entails, because a lot of times they don't see men as being men anymore, you know. And my husband is a provider. He provides for us. He, you know, he even talks to the kids when you know, so he is a provider. But I just wish, like, my heart desires is I wish that people could see more function. Now, did I come from function? Girl, no. But in that, it allowed me to see what I didn't want. Right now, I had no idea what I wanted, but I knew what I didn't want. And so I think that's what made it easy for me to meet this, because I knew what I wasn't going to deal with at a very early age, what I wanted for me in the relationship. But it is work. It is work with communication, and it is learning how to communicate, because since I came from dysfunction, a lot of you know, just a lot of, you know, not knowing how to communicate very well, I thought that was the thing to do. Not realizing that, okay, we just had to get everybody up out our business, figure out how to talk. It's just me and you. What is it you don't like? And understanding, I hear you. Okay, you not gonna think like me, because we totally two different people. So let me figure out how to hear you, because that'd be the first problem. we listening to each other? So I just think that but what I do know for me is I wasn't looking. I used to tell people at a young age I ain't getting married, because everybody around me that was married, the marriage, you know, it must be my end. My end must be going crazy over here.
You came back.
It came back. Okay. So that's why I was thinking, so just about marriage. I wasn't going to get married, wasn't looking for marriage, really had a goal of what I was going to do. And my husband came from nowhere. So this is the advice that I always tell people: go do you, do you, do you, do you, because he will come.
Yeah.
The right one to come.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
So let's move on. See, we got anybody else in the that want to say? I should have turned the fan on in here though. It's a little low. So I just always start out with statistics because most people don't know, what's going on in the world or anything like that. So I like to start off with statistics. So over the last few decades, marriage has been declining institution among all Americans, and this declining is ever more evident in the Black community. And like I said, not that you have to get married. I just understand the power in it. I just understand what it looks like to have that economic control. But I did hear what you said, Katrina, about mismatching. You got to get your money right, and you got to be on the same page. My husband he's 4 years older than me, so I was straight out of high school, going to college, and he already had his life in order, and so I didn't know nothing about money. Who was teaching me about money, right? So I'm going to the bank looking like, we got all this money. I'm buying stuff, doing this. Honey, he quickly said, no, ma'am, here's some money for you. I'm going to go open you a bank account. You're going to balance your own money. And when you figure out how to balance your own little money, then you can come back on my account. But
Right.
these are the things that, that were important conversations to have. Because a lot of us, that is the biggest reason why we can't be with nobody, because everybody doing their money like they want to do their money, and they're not understanding the economic power that we have as a community, period. So in 2019, 30% of African Americans were married compared to 48. So just throwing out the statistics there, just about being married and what the differences are. And we can get all into the cultural differences about that, because a lot of that is too. There's a big cultural mindset that in our culture, some, not all, I want y'all men coming after me. Some of the men, they believe that it should be like a 50-50 thing, and that women should be working and work. Okay, so in Caucasian cultures, that ain't the thing. They go get work, they go get that money, they bring home, she dillied out the pot. That's how they do it. And so, not that we have to do it like that. Figure out what works for you, but we shouldn't have to be doing as much as we doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless we just want to. Now, if you free and you out there, do you. I really believe in that. I really do. Because I know that if that was me, that's what I would be doing. All right. Any comments, any questions, anything like that before we move on?
That was good. That was good. Thank
you.
No. All right. And is it Maria? Hi, Maria. How you doing? Thanks for joining.
Hey, Maria.
Could this stem from the role in the Black community being reversed? I believe so. What do you guys think?
Our Black women being the providers, getting their education and believing they didn't need marriage to be successful. I think that's huge. I think that is huge. I think over time, now I can't tell you the years, or I can't go back statistically about, Black women as a whole, but I know for me, I was all about getting, going to college, because I was told to go to college. I wanted to go to college, but it was one of the things that, they tell, go to college, get the job and be successful. And I really didn't think about that's one of the reasons why I didn't really desire to be married or to be dating and do all that, because I was about mine. I was like, I'm here trying to get myself together. I'm trying to be, do business. I'm trying to get my career launched. I'm not trying to have a distraction. And I think that might be it. I think a lot of times, especially if we're viewing it like this, sometimes we might see men as a distraction to what we're trying to get to, and if we're seeing them, and if roles are reversed, if we're saying roles are reversed, it's a huge distraction because that means we're doing all the work. We're doing everything. Or educationally wise, we as far as education and our status and whatnot, we might have more education than the guy or whatever, so we might feel certain way. Like there's a lot of things that are factors. I was having a conversation with my friends, and it was, can a guy handle you making more money than him? That's one of the conversations right now. And it's like, are they willing to let up? If you are making six figures and they're not, can they handle that? And so we're as women, we're ambitious. We're going after, we're getting it. We're getting what we want. And these men, not that they're not doing that, is we don't see a lot of men as ambitious as us anymore. So we're like, well, you want to be with me? You want this or not? So,
there it is.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I think like a lot of women, like I know, especially for myself, like I'm self-sufficient and I like to get things on my own. So for me, it would be hard um to kind of switch up the roles because I'm so used to it, especially being a single mother. Of course they have a relationship with their father, but I'm used to doing everything. I'm used to bringing home the money. I'm used to balancing the checkbook. I'm used to going, getting the groceries, and loving on myself. So like I do feel like in this day and age, like we've got it mixed up. Like the burden shouldn't be on the woman to do everything. I always thought like in relationships or in marriage is like, it's like a joint effort. Yeah, I feel the man should provide. He's the provider, but the women, some women aren't allowing the man to provide or to do what he's supposed to do for the family. And in doing that, then you get that power struggle between the two. Like you're supposed to be submissive, but yet we're not willing to give him the leadway or listen to what he has to say, or when he gives you directive, we don't want to listen because we're so headstrong. And that's why a lot of marriages do end up failing, because we don't know our place or what our role is. And I'm stuck on the old time, the back in the day type stuff, when
That's right.
it said that he would bring the food, you cook it. If he bring it to the table, you cook it. But I'm bringing it, I'm cooking it, I'm going to kill it, I'm bringing it, I'm doing everything. And that is not what the Bible said. But again, I still don't want to get married, but that's I'm just saying.
Right. But that's order. And somehow, some way, in all aspects, though, look, let me get back on to what we talking about. But in all aspects, all of in our community, things are out of order. Grandmas is mamas, aunts is now, mothers, friends, so a lot of the balance and a lot of the things that that we used to have, me and understanding that they're the, post, go, like you said, go provide. And everything is out of order. And this is my thing to what you were saying, Katrina. My take on that is I ain't following nothing that ain't solid. I ain't following no kind of plan that ain't a plan. So that be the main thing. So it's not that I'm headstrong. I got you if you really got me. But
Right.
if you can't figure out how to get me, then we can't move, the way that we need to move.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of it too is what's discussed in the dating process. I think it's a lot that has to be taking place before the engagement. A lot of times, okay, when we get engaged, let's talk about it. When we get married, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna work this out. No, we need to talk about how it will be if you're intended to marry and my intent is to marry. Now if it's not to marry, then that's a whole nother discussion. But if we both on the same page and we're trying to marry, then we need to discuss this now before you propose to me, because I need to know if we're on the right track. And so a lot of times when roles do change, or when we get into marriage, like in case for me, I know I at one point I switched careers. Like I was like, I'm tired of this. Like I don't want to do this anymore. I told my husband, he's like, all right, cool. But he could have been, no, you still working at that job. We talked about this. We didn't talk about this when we got married. I mean, before we got married, we talked about, so it could be that switch of flexibility, of knowing that, look, through thick or thin, like even though the seasons change in our life, what can happen, and that needs to be talked about in dating and when you're engaged. If I do decide to leave my job, what would that look like for us? Would you still want to? Would you eat? What we gonna do? You know, who gonna put the food on the table? Who go like? It's a lot of discussions that we don't have, and so therefore, thus and such, when we get to the marriage, it stuff starts to be crazy because we don't know how to handle it. It was never discussed. Now we're fighting. Now we're arguing. Now we don't know what to do. Now we're about to be heading to the divorce line because y'all, we ain't on the same page. So, yeah.
I totally agree with that. And I think that these are the type of conversations that need to be had, because I don't really, who's really talking about marriage and relationships? You know, we'll talk about how the person in a relationship and how it's messed up, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll talk about that all day, but we don't have these kind of positive kind of energy talks about just relationships and making it okay for the people that don't want to be in a marriage, because our community will mess you up. Okay. And it's just like, if you can bring me this, then okay, we'll talk about it. But if until that day, and that's okay. And that's all I want people to feel like, to live freely and unapologetically themselves, period.
Yeah, that's
Not
good.
all this pressure. We got so much pressure. We don't need all this added pressure all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So anybody that is on social media, join the conversation. It is now Q&A time. So I will start it off with this question. How do you feel about the state of Black women right now? I feel like we the talk of the town, but how do y'all feel like the state of us as a whole is right now?
Like you said, it's a we could talk about this. This could be the whole discussion, and we can end it. You know, from there. When I was thinking about this question, I was really trying to figure this out. I do feel like we have come a long way. I do feel like some change is being had. I feel like we're being heard in different ways. I think because of recent events that's happened in the Black community and that's happened to us, I think people are trying to really finally now after all these years, right, hear us out. And we're like, y'all, we were saying the same thing 20 years ago, but okay, yeah, we'll take it, whatever, you know, kind of thing. Based off social media, though, I'm gonna go based off social media. I don't know politically, government wise, but I do know based off social media, hearing TikTok, looking at all the trending, whatever that's out there, and seeing comments and seeing people, we are getting a lot of support as Black women. People are backing us up from other cultures. They're finding ways to understand, to figure out how I need to understand how you feel. Tell me, okay, you know, like they really want to know what we are why are we so passionate about things? And I think it's a good space for us. Do we still need movement? Yes. Is there still need to be some more, you know, change? Of course, but I think as improvement is happening. I do think so.
Yes.
I love everything you just said. Black women have evolved.
Yeah.
Like, we have found our voice. We have found what works for us. You know, where sometimes we were quiet and people looked at us as, especially, they still look at us now as the lower race, the Black women, you know, but we are thriving. We are business owners and mothers, and we are like doing it big. For the last couple years, I've seen us like really step out of the shadows and really start to become who we are, or become what was birthed in us in the beginning. So we are definitely the backbone of the family. We are the backbone of the community. Black women, what can you do without a Black woman?
Hello.
There's nothing you can do without a Black woman. Not taking anything from any other race, but we have so much strength, and we have gone through so much, and we've been treated so bad. And now that we have found who we are, like, we are now becoming a force to reckon with. You know, the no's that we had previous years, we're hearing yeses now. You know, our income is better. Our house, our family dynamics is better. You know, so Black women are things to reckon with. We're forced to reckon with right now. We definitely are.
Listen, you said yes.
Look, I'm saying all of that because all of that is facts. All of that is facts. And when the word really get out, Because I think some people they don't know how amazing, um,
Mhm.
and dynamic that they are. So I
Right.
can't wait for the word to get really out there for
Yeah.
people. So look. So Miss Marie said we killing it.
Yes, Bestie. We
Yes,
are.
Killing
We are
it.
definitely killing
we are killing
it.
it. That's just such a positive. I mean, it's so rejuvenating to know and to feel, because you don't hear this that much. You don't hear people just being able to celebrate. That's what I am walking into right now, is just celebrating being Black. I was in a meeting one day about a chamber of commerce, and
Mhm.
it's the Black Chamber of Commerce. And she was saying, she went around before she started the Black Chamber of Commerce. She went around and she noticed that nobody was nobody no other ethnic groups had a variety of chamber of commerce, right? So even though it might be Asian chamber of commerce and that was it, so we were in the past trying to, accommodate everybody, right? Well, we're people of color. This is the people, of color. And she was like, it's okay to be the Black Chamber of Commerce,
Mhm.
period. And
Period.
that empowered me so, because it's like, you right. It
Mhm.
is okay to just have spaces and places just for us.
That's
And
it.
even when I was putting this out, just this, being a Black woman, this series, just putting it out there. Because I'm in the Midwest, baby. So the Midwest, we have to mingle with all. And so just even putting this out there, and I was like, you know what? I was bold in it. Yeah, I'm gonna put being a Black woman, yes,
Yeah.
and not worrying about, well, what is that? What are other people? I don't have those qualms anymore, because we should have spaces that are just for
Mhm.
us, because we got some things to talk about.
Oh,
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
Oh, we do.
That's so good.
Right.
So our next question that's up is, do you think Black women are being protected like they should?
Oh, let me go first. Let me go first. Um, I can speak for myself. I have like one of my best, like my best guy friends. He will fight tooth and nail for me about me, my friend Darren. Like he loves me to pieces and he won't let any harm come my way. But everybody's not like that.
Yeah.
I know that when I'm out with him, I'm safe. I feel safe. And a lot of men don't make you feel safe.
That's
You
right.
know, um, I feel like in some aspects we are being protected. Not just by it's not even just by by my guy friends, but my girlfriends too. But society didn't protect us at first.
Mhm.
They watched us fall, they watched us struggle, they watched the suffering, but they didn't it didn't really bother them any. But now I do see that there has been some changes where we are being protected, where our voices are being heard. Not a lot. I wish that we could get more support,
Mhm.
from everybody, not just, from our Black men, but we're getting more support from each other than anyone else. So yeah, I definitely feel like in my space and in my group, I am protected.
Mhm.
My girls are gonna fight for me. So like I'm protected, but as a whole, we can do a lot better.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like it's still some cracks in protection
Mhm.
that still haven't been sealed. It's not going to be perfect. I do know for anybody, it's not going to be perfect, but I do think it's moving towards that. Um, I hear a lot of black men out there now who have a voice that are now
Mhm.
being more voices about protecting us. So that's what's making me feel good too. Now, is it trickling down to just people who are regular, normal black men? I don't know. I don't. I really don't know. I don't know if our men truly get it and truly understand it. I believe it's still a conversation that needs to be had. But I
Yes.
do know that as far as us and how we empower our little girls, I think that's important. Is
Mm.
showing them what protect. So if we have dealt with it or have not been protected, I think, like you're saying, as we band together, as we unified as Black women, we have to
Mhm.
come together for our little girls, come
Yes.
together for the teenage girls who are trying to understand this thing and figure this thing out. Because if they're going to schools and they're being, taught different things, or they're being introduced to everything, they're seeing what's around us right now, that some of them are confused. They don't understand what's happening. And so I think it's time for us to teach them, and we are, and we're out there. There's groups and initiatives and organizations, but I think we just need to know that if it's not for us, let's show what protection looks like for them. Let's.
That's,
I love it.
I have a daughter myself, and
that's
so
good.
I look at her and I'm like, I just want to empower her to be. She didn't get what she doesn't see Black. When I was younger, I didn't see Black women a lot on TV and media and TV shows, natural hair, doing
Right.
things
Oh, no.
big. And so now she is able to see herself in cartoons, on Netflix, on shows.
Okay.
So she's able to. I'm like, look, this could be you. You could be Miss USA. You could be Miss America. You could do all these things. And before we could see a glimpse. So
yeah.
So I think it starts with the next generation too.
And it's funny you say that about our girls, because I admire my friend Marie. She is a glam mom and she has all girls. And she takes care of her grandbaby, a younger baby. And I just admire her, the way that she cares for them, because like I'm the oldest, but I have a sister and a brother. And I don't have any little girls. So, I look to her to see how she interacts with her daughters and her glam baby. And I'm like, wow, I wish are you taking any more kids? Like, can I be one? Like the quality time, the teaching them that they are important, getting them to love their natural hair and allowing them to be themselves. Like she allows them to be their authentic self. She doesn't judge them, whatever they want to do, even with down to the clothing. She lets them be who they are throughout. And I just admire that so much about her, because I don't know what it's like. I got boys, but she is one of the ones that I watch and I revere so much, because it's hard raising us women. And she's molding them from from the baby on up, because she has two older daughters. She's and she has a son. I'm sorry, he's in off state, but watching her mold them, because the youngest is a princess, and she tells her, hey, you deserve this. Like, this is what I want you to see, how men treat me. And I just love watching it. And they get it. They get it. Whereas some of our girls are not. So
they don't.
Kudos to you, Marie.
I gotta put this up there because I know this is one of your friends.
And that's Betsy.
I see that.
That is my
my girl is being protected. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I heard somebody.
Like he opens the doors. Like
I love it.
Definitely
hilarious.
Not dead with him. Like he opens doors. Like he walks me to the door. Like when I get in the car and I get out the car, he's like, "I'm watching you." Like when I tell you, any individual, any woman will be glad to have him as a husband, as anything, because he's showing people how to treat me. And that's what I've always said. Like, you look at how he treats me, and I'm telling you, like, I don't have to pick up a bill. Like when I tell you that's a friend, that's a guy friend who treats me like the queen I know I am. And that's a lot of women are missing that. But that's my boo right here. Play about me, honey. No, not at all.
Yes. I love it. When I said, I said, oh yes, this is exactly. I know who this is from. But yes, and that's the same way I feel. And I like to ask the question because I do want to be mindful of what's going out on the world. Because like I said, I've been with my husband so long and he's always treated me like that. But so that keeps me sometimes out of the loop of what's really going on. I don't, really know what's going on in the world and what I'm setting my daughters up for, because they're accustomed to that too. Let me tell you this funny story. My daughter the other day, she's 25. We were getting stuff out of the car. So it's just me and her. So at this particular time, my husband wasn't with us. So we're getting this stuff out the car. Do you know this girl shut the door on me? Because she's used to her dad holding the door for us. I said, so you ain't going to hold the door? You ain't going to hold the door for me? She said, I don't touch doors. I said, oh Lord,
that's
all. Okay. And so I just thought that was so funny. I said, okay, well,
That is
baby, if
good.
you that dad is not there, I'm gonna
Can't
need you to keep the door open for me.
Exactly, because he will fuss me out for opening the door before he gets
Oh
to the
yeah, we
door.
can't touch the door, honey. We can't touch
He
the
will
door.
fuss me out, honey.
Not
And
today.
people, it's funny because sometimes and nowadays it's a rarity. So when we go and I come to the door first and I stop, people like be looking at me like, what
Like,
you
what you
waiting
doing? Just go.
at? So it's like, but it is a blessing. It is a blessing to still have to still be around a man that really understands what it is to be a man. And how to just treat women, period. Because it ain't, he'll open the door for anybody. You walking, you near him, he gonna open the door for you too.
He is. He definitely is.
That's
And
good.
so with my boys, okay?
Yes, that's awesome. Uh-oh, am I freezing up again?
No, you're here.
I gotta fix.
Oh wait, yeah, you did. Let's see. I think she back.
I think she frozen.
She frozen.
What are your I mean, I do see what are your thoughts about black love and relationships. I
Yeah.
think did we talk about that one already?
We talked about that in the beginning.
With my
There she goes.
There she
y'all,
goes.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what's happening today, but I guess we're being too juicy, and this internet is like, y'all talking too
No.
much.
No.
We making too much sense today.
Okay. So, we kind of touched this earlier. So this is a question we kind of touched on earlier. I might go to, let me see, what do you, let's see if this one, what factors do you think are playing a part in the state of Black love in relationships? I know that, one of you guys mentioned it earlier. One of the things when I was looking at this question that I felt was reality shows. I know it's a simple thing, right? It's a simple kind of thought process. But I was talking to my, we have me and my 19-year-old, we have these weird, because she's in her weird hour time where she's up all night, when you graduate high school. So we were talking about 12 a.m. this morning, and I was like, where do you see me? Like, okay, so when you're watching TV, because I don't watch that much TV, right? So, and I don't even watch half the love and hip hop and all. I don't even watch all of that. I said, but when you're watching TV, you're out there, you surfing the YouTube or whatever. I said, do you see your mama? Like, do you see me? So, like, are we unicorns? So I'm sitting here trying to tell you how to be a lady, but that I might be the crazy one, right? So if everybody else is doing this. And then I'm saying something that you never seen before, then why would you why do what I'm doing? You're not what and not what everybody else is doing. So I think that was my thing will take on it. Is like, if you don't see the real us and then you see these reality shows that I don't believe depict there's nothing in a reality show that I've seen so far, not even the good ones.
Yeah.
Like even the good ones, these people got medicine. There's medicine. It's a good show. But I'm talking about I'm impressionable, because I know how impressionable I was as a teen. Like, honey, I come from a small little town in Indiana, and we watch videos was our pastime. I learned videos, honey. I want to be like all the little video girl. I'm dancing. So I understand how media can play a humongous part in what you mentally take in. So to me, that was the one thing that I felt was like, I think that has a real big impact on what people think a Black couple or women in general look like. So I didn't know, just wanted to hear your take on that.
I just think it needs to be talked about. Like, you even approaching your daughter is huge. And I think we shouldn't be fearful to asking questions, hard questions. I remember I used to teach high school, and I used to ask the young ladies. They were just dating, around, how high school relationships are. And I would ask them the questions just like, why are you dating him? Like, what makes you attracted to him? Do you see a future with him? Like, I had all these conversations, and some of them didn't know how to answer, whatever, you know. And so, it's really being able to hear them out and be vulnerable. To be in we need to be vulnerable to be able to say what we think about relationships, and they need to be open enough to even say what they think and not to be shot down. I think a lot of times, we're brought up in households, to say, only this is grown folks' business. You're not supposed to talk. But they doing grown folks, they're seeing grown folks. So why are we not having conversations about this? Why are we not talking about this with them? They're seeing you argue at night, and up at night, they hear conversation, they see all that, they hear all that. So why not talk to them about, okay, now that mommy and daddy are struggling right now, what's your view? Are you okay? Do you want to date? Do you want, like, it's okay to talk about that. And as they grow up as young adults, have conversations again. I think we steer away. We think they know. We think they're okay.
Yes. I know that is a very big misconception. Very big. That we just assume they're watching. We just assume that they know. And I'm learning that is not the case.
Ain't the case. Because they're not seeing what we see. They're going off of what you say in reality TV shows. They're seeing all this stuff, and they just like, well, if that's gonna be it, then that's it. It's like, no, there's life outside of what you see. This is not real. It's real to them on TV. They make money, but it ain't real life,
It's amazing that we're on the same page, because I was talking to my son about that the other day, and we were looking at Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
And they glamorize infidelity.
Yeah,
they glamorize it. They say, and they go on these stories, and they're like, well, so and so did this with this person, and that same so and so did that with that person, and she stays. And then they show the beautiful house that she lives in because she stayed, or the children that are well taken care of because she stayed, or because he stayed. And I'm like, that's not a prize. That's not a win, because you're putting up with it because of what the person can financially do for you. So you're staying out of obligation. And a lot of men and women are staying in relationships out of obligation, are not happy, are not pleased. These people are not supporting you. They're not showing you that they love you. It, like, you don't really like them, but you're staying out of obligation. Like, and then we see, because I can speak for myself. I can't speak for nobody else. But I stayed in my 15-year relationship out of obligation. I wanted my children to have their father and their mother. So I didn't care about how unhappy I was, because they were happy. So, I settled. And then when I finally found myself, I was like, well, dog, I don't have to put up with the infidelity. Constant, because it starts to wear down your self-esteem. You start to feel like, well, dog, like, what is it? And you start think like, it's me. It's not you. It's them. It's the person. So we shouldn't get in these we shouldn't be committed to these relationships out of obligation, because the children will know. They're going to know. And while you feel like you're putting on a front or a facade for these kids, they're smarter than we give them credit for.
So smart.
They're smart. And so what are we going to teach our children? Oh, it's okay for you to stay with Sis Brown. I know she beats you, but y'all got children together. Is that what we're telling our children?
Right.
To stay with anybody just because, we're married or you're betrothed to them? No. Don't stay with anybody out of obligation, and don't stay with someone because of what they can do for you.
You. Oh, that was well said. I don't need to say nothing else. No, that's it. Like, that is it. There's no reason for you to have to settle for any. And then, like you said, so because we in a big house and can't stand each other. Like, what is that?
Right.
Or just because I'm driving a certain car, and then it puts all that emphasis on stuff that don't even matter. That kind of stuff don't even matter. So now, and that's okay. So I work at a middle school, which I love. I love kids. I am truly living my millionaire dream life.
That's
I
awesome.
love what I'm doing.
Same.
Every aspect of what I'm doing in life right now. And so that's the same thing they ask me. So when they find out that, I'm married, because they'll ask me, your ring's fake, Miss White. The kids are funny. They funny.
It's hilarious.
So when they find out I'm married, and even though it's MRS, but our babies, you gotta love them. They don't know the difference.
Absolutely.
And so they're like, first thing they always say is, you don't seem like you married. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what you look like when you married. I don't know what that means.
Mhm.
And then the other thing that they always say, the very next thing that these girls always say, he cheat on you. Does he cheat all the time?
Oh,
Does he cheat all the time?
wow.
And that's their question. So first off, I don't look married. I don't know what that means. Like, what do married women in your mind, when they run through your mind, what do they look like?
Yeah.
And then, but what I think I gather out of that question is, I'm very happy. I think that's the part.
Oh.
I'm happy every day, and that's like very unusual.
Ooh, that's sad.
It is unusual.
So that's what I get out of that, right? So that's what I've kind of conjured out of that. And then also the cheating thing, but they mean it. Like at first I thought, well, maybe but they mean it, because these little girls are dating, which they're middle schoolers, but
they're not. Yeah.
Okay. And they're dating, and they're talking about how so and so cheated on them, and I'm thinking like, okay, really? I know I probably had a little boyfriend, in middle school, but I don't know if this was our conversation. But they really believe that. So I think that we really have to start having these kind of conversations, letting them know that for me, this is what I know. I know the power of a Black woman.
Mhm.
I know our power. And so when we decide that that's when enough is enough, and we decide to live for us, then we gonna get what we deserve, that we gonna get. That's the bottom line. And so I think that just having that conversation with them, learning that no, we're in control on the mindset right now of men thinking it's okay to cheat. We're in control of the atmosphere. If we band together, you know what I mean? And we ain't talking about, well, I don't really care if you married because I don't really, it don't bother me. Now we had that kind of mindset, and we ain't banding together, and we're making it accessible for these people to do what they're doing. So,
but see, we also gotta say now, women cheat too.
Yeah,
we cheat. And when we do it, we do it better. So we
do it. They say now. That's what they say now. They say, but I would imagine
that's what they say.
So I've heard.
I've heard. I love it. Oh, I am having so much fun. Look, I will keep y'all here all night. Maybe I'll do one more question, and then whatever it is y'all got going on, because I know y'all got some good stuff going on.
Okay.
Y'all can share. That's pretty much the same kind of question. It says share your perspective on love and relationships. And I know we kind of did earlier, but if it's still something you want to share. The next question is, why do you feel there are so few Black women that are married? And I think my take on that was, it's just a lot of pieces. I don't think it's one thing. Like, I don't, for me, I know that I'm married, but when I looked at the question, and I thought, when I took it, I was like, it's a lot going on.
It is.
Between incarceration, between just drug abuse or alcohol abuse, and I'm not trying to be offensive, because I know I got boy moms, but even in that, having a single mom, some moms treat their sons like they're their man. And that makes it kind of hard too, right? And so
I don't like mine that much for them to be my man. So
okay, they ain't even ready. I be telling them they ain't even ready. You ain't ready. You gonna
go sit down and go watch TV.
Get out of my face, boy.
But it is a community of women out there that are like that.
Yeah.
And so then that makes it hard too, because then you like, I can't raise you. We supposed to be moving forward together, and you want me to sit here and raise you up. So those were kind of on that particular question. I was like, you know, it's so many. So I don't feel like we might be here another hour.
It's a
We
lot.
would.
That's a
We would.
loaded
It's a lot to
one.
delve
That's
into.
a whole topic.
But give me whatever input or thought that you had on that question.
I think because I coach a lot of single women, and I hear them out. I try to figure out, you know, what's going on. And I think, like you said, it's many pieces. One of the pieces, just one of the pieces that is entailed with why, you know, fewer black women are married is the men that they're encountering. It's just a lot. Women, they're exhausted. The black women I talk to that are out there dating right now are exhausted with the men that they're encountering. And a lot of what I found, it's the men's issues. It is because we're told as women to do a lot of the work. We're getting our finances together. We're getting our career together. We're getting everything in order. They come across a man and it's like, how do you not, you know, not doing?
Right.
And then it's the accountability factor. I think a lot of men aren't being held accountable. So we are, as you know, we are held a sister accountable. Somebody will hold us accountable. We're told to clank, keep it closed, all this stuff as growing up. But then on the other end, you're encountering men who don't think the same way. And so it's very discouraging. It's disheartening and it's frustrating. And so that's why a lot of women do say, you know what, I'm just going to be single because this is where it's at. You know, like, forget it. Or they're okay with waiting for a long period of time. They just say, you know what, I will just meet a guy when I meet him. So I think it's that's one of the pieces I would say.
Yeah.
Not to be here long, but one piece. Yeah.
No, that's
well,
good.
as your resident single woman, I'll go ahead and I'll delve into this one real quick.
Handle this question for
a major feeling for me. The reason why I've been single for 5 years. Okay. And when I tell people that I've been single for 5 years, they look at me like I'm crazy, like single as in single. And that's because of past hurts. Yeah. Like I'm afraid to get in another relationship and start all over and you know, something happens and then I'm hurt again. And then that pain that I felt 5 years ago, I'm feeling now. So I'm not in a rush to be held down to anyone right now because you know I'm excelling, I'm doing well right now, and I don't want to share me with anybody. You know, I mean, I did it for so long, and now like I'm a prize. Like if you get me, if you marry me, you trust me. I am the best thing. I will be the best thing for you. And I'm just not willing to give that to anybody, just to any old person. Like I want whoever that I am with, I want them to know that I'm going to love the hell out of you. Do you understand me? Right. And everybody can't accept me like that. And everybody doesn't want that type of love. They don't. And I have so much to give. And for so long, like it wasn't reciprocated. So I choose to be single. Not that I can't, because trust me, honey, I'm fine. Okay, well, nobody said I looks good. Okay, so I get the inboxes, I get all of that stuff, but I don't just want somebody to tell me how beautiful I am because my sons tell me every day. Yeah, I don't need that. Right. I don't need that. I want someone who's going to really, really invest their time in me, support me, love me, cherish me. Like I come with some bags, yeah, I do, but I want you to understand that it's not because of you. It's because of me. So I am single because, honey, there's nobody out there that's my match right now. I am the match. Okay.
Look, hey, come on.
That's why I'm single, because there's nobody out there right now that I've seen.
I love it.
I'm willing to allow them. Hear me what I'm willing to allow them to take me off the dating scene. Ain't nobody there yet.
They ain't ready. They not ready. They not ready. And I love it because I think that is the space and mindset that all women need to be in.
That's what I was gonna say.
To get what because love flows, baby.
It goes.
You know, if the kind of love you feeling for you is gonna flow, and you gonna catch what you catch.
Oh, you can get it. Because honey, I'm a Cancer. So
okay.
When we love. I love people.
I claim Leo, but I really am a Cancer. I'm born on the 22nd of July. So
Come on.
like, you're a Cancer. I was like, I feel like
You
a
are definitely
Leo.
a Cancer, and we would love to have you. We would love to have you. Yeah.
So, but one thing about that, we do. I lead with my heart. I lead with my heart so much that in my 30s, I had to say, baby, you got to protect this thing. You have to put a shield around this thing to protect, because it's like gold. You know what I mean? Like because I would just be here. You can have it. Yeah, I'm just gonna, girl, come on. I'm gonna get you here. Everybody get a little piece of my heart in this. They slowly nicking that.
Yeah.
It away. So I realized, you know what? I just love, I'm a love. But I have to figure out how to balance this thing. I can't give in, all my love and compassion and away. So, but you
preach all by itself, honey.
You killed that little question right there, baby. Because
thank you.
I'm ready to show this video to the young ladies I mentor, honey, because that's the missing piece.
Yeah.
You can say it, but I think when they hear other people say it and other people know, like, there's some things I can't get across because I've been married so long. Now, not that I should, you would think people would listen to me, right? You would think but they like, it's different, but hearing it come from you it'll be so impactful. It's more impactful. So that's the power of sisterhood. Like I am always electrified after I have these powwows like this, or meeting at my house with my friends, the girlfriends that are positive minded. I feel so, we are electrifying. Like, literally, like, people just think that's a word I'm saying. No, we're literally electrifying. When we come together, we make some things happen.
Oh, we do.
Spark up some stuff. You'll start making people do stuff that they hadn't thought about in 29 years. Just having a conversation with some powerhouses.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why these kind of conversations are important. I love your people. So they just be saying,
what do they say?
I don't know them, but I love them. They were like, yeah, she is definitely a prize. Okay.
I love it.
Oh, wait, he a Cancer too. All right now.
He's a Cancer. Listen, we are so much alike. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are.
That's hilarious.
Like, we are, and he's, yes. I love him.
I love it. I just love it. I love the support. I love, just having these kind of conversations. I'm glad that the Lord put it on my heart and my spirit to do it. It all stemmed from me literally feeling like where I currently reside, it's mostly, it's 99% Caucasian. Okay. But I came from St. Louis, where we lived, and it was 99% African American.
Yeah.
And so it's just, and not that I'm not used to being around Caucasians, because I grew up in Indiana. So that's not the point. It's just at this time, going from St. Louis, where I felt like I could culturally be me all the time, and then coming to a space where I feel like I'm always I'm always being watched. Let's say it that way, and not being from a negative tone. I'm not speaking from a negative tone. I'm just saying it's just that's how I feel. And so I was like, okay, I got some conversational things that need to be had with some other people, because I done went to the doctor and I have never gotten treated this way before, ever been ignored. I hear people get ignored all the time, right? But I've never, it didn't happen to me on 3 occasions, three occasions. And since I've been in the where I'm at, the space that I'm in. And I said, okay, so all of this needs to be addressed. We have to figure out how to create spaces where we can talk and figure some things out, because somebody got to give me a doctor that I can go to and feel trusted. Some referrals need to be happening.
That's good. That's good.
So just little things like
that. Absolutely.
So that celebrate each other and be in a space where we it's just positive energy, because it's nothing. We just met each other today, all 3 of us. We just met on Zoom or wherever I'm at on this stream. And you would think we've been knowing each other for years.
Listen, it's just the way we do.
Right.
That's how we rock. That's how we roll.
Yes. But like
Absolutely.
I said, this is your time to shine. So whoever wants to go first, I'm actually going to switch the screen. Which one of you ladies want to kind of tell us a little bit about you, what you got going on, and all that?
Katrina, you go ahead and go first if you like. Oh, I think she's.
Oh, it might be
You want me to go
frozen.
first? Okay, girl.
There you
Hi,
go. She's
everybody.
back.
My name is Katrina Freeman. You can find me on Facebook, Katrina Freeman, and also on Instagram, Katrina FF Model. I am the proud founder of hashtag Keep VA Warm. Keep VA Warm, you can find also on Facebook. I provide winter essentials, actually winter and summer essentials to our street-bound homeless individuals, clothing, food, hotel vouchers, any type of essentials that they would need on a day-to-day basis. We provide, we partner with other agencies to get our homeless individuals work experience, mental health evals, anything that they need. That's what Keep VA Warm does. We are in the process of planning a vaccination clinic for our homeless individuals as well as testing for our homeless individuals. So I'm excited about that because they don't have adequate health care. So we will be providing that to them for free. I've also partnered with another friend of mine, and we're going to be going out to screen our homeless individuals and get them iPads and well, it's tablets and phones if they need them
Oh,
because
nice.
we want them to go back to school if they want to, and we're going to push education with them if that's what they want, or any other types of trades. So make sure you all follow me on Facebook, Keep VA Warm. I'm also a brand ambassador, so I will be featured on a couple shows coming up. So look out on TV for me. I am featured in Tyler Perry's Sisters as an extra. So if you all see
Oh,
me up there, that's definitely me. So thank you all. Thank you so much for this
Yes.
awesome opportunity. Don't forget, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and hashtag Keep VA Warm, y'all.
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to let. Oh, wait. Wrong picture. There we go. I'm about to press the wrong button. There you go.
Hello again, everybody. I am Lucretia Haley. I am passionate about helping women of faith rediscover their purpose before the husband and blossom in their marriage. And so I love to coach women if they're in that season. If you're in that season and you feel stuck, you feel like you want to achieve your purpose and go and get it and still feel like you have a desire to be married, come talk to your girl. I can help you get going. I'm actually launching a before the husband boot camp. It'll be in March. And so I have written an ebook. It's a 7-day devotional. It's called Before the Husband, a 7-day devotional for single women pursuing purpose. And it basically talks about the 7 areas of my life that I had conversations with God with throughout my singleness, and what that, from finances to spiritual growth, to basically for career to accountability. All of those things I share in my ebook, and based off of the reviews and what I was getting from single ladies that I spoke with, they're like, I need more. And so I developed more. I've created a program, and it's called Before the Husband Boot Camp. And basically what that is a six-week program that you'll come in weekly, and we will discuss and dive deep into the book, into scriptures, into basically what it looks like to live on purpose before we even think about your husband. So it's time to focus on you, discover you, who you are, who you're made to be. And so that's what I got going on. Again, my husband and I are launching our first podcast. It is When Marriage and Purpose Collide, and it actually launches on February 14th. It should be available on all your streaming platforms and also on YouTube. And so please follow me on Instagram at Lucretia, LuCretiam Haley on Instagram, or Cree Speaks Life on Facebook, Cree Speaks Life on Facebook. And so, yeah, those are some things that we have going on. I love this experience, and thank you so much for having me on this program.
Awesome. This has been amazing.
Woo!
Amazing. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for just being you on here and giving us all the juice. So Yes, another great episode
Yes.
with superb conversation. I am so glad to have you as a guest.
Thank
Is
you.
this is, like I said, just been phenomenal. I'm always doing something free because that's just me. So here we go. Free training every week on Tea with Coach T. So with the life coaching, I teach about the 3 M's, which is mindset, management, and money. So that's what I help people do, get their lives in order. I didn't realize that my calling or my blessing was organization. I just assumed everybody did that. But organization is my thing. I love to get the mind organized and things, spaces around you just organized and put together so that you can live the life that you were destined to live. All of us has the potential to be 6 to 7 figure earners. It's
Yeah.
just a plan. It's just a plan to put in place or just to focus on what it is that God put you on this earth to do. So just monetizing your purpose. I
Yeah.
think once you find that spot in your life, whatever that light, that little light, let it shine bright. There's nothing like it. There just is a fire in your soul. So this week's episode on Tea with Coach T, we're going to talk about how the 6 habits to becoming an organized person. So this is your gift free. It's an ebook, so you can download the ebook. I'll put the information in the stream. You ladies are also welcome to load this stream up with all your information too. Please do, because this is the community. I call it a tribe unity. And there's a reason, why, because it's different. A tribe unity is we come together as a community to provide a safe place for each other. We should be a safe place, but we should also be able to barter. We should also be able to collaborate. We should also be able to figure out how individually we could get generational wealth. Because
Yeah.
when I tell y'all it's so much money out there, and how much money we're giving up to other things, and if we invested in us and not just one person at a time, no, we can literally figure out how to invest in us. And
Mm.
so once we do that, but in conclusion, with this week's wind down Wednesday, next week's wind down Wednesday is the strong label on the Black woman. All right, we're gonna be talking about what really, and that's a small word, but it connotates a big thing when it comes to the Black woman.
Yes.
So that label is something we're gonna have to figure out how to shake. It's okay to be strong, but we're gonna have to figure out how to shake the label. The label is the
Right.
problem. All right. So that's what we will be talking about next week with guest speakers. Lorraine, I believe she's Dr. Lorraine, but she's so modest. Lorraine Denise Jones Whitfield, who has a nonprofit called She Soars LLC. So that is it for us tonight. Let me make Okay, well, yeah, that is got to be it for us because I lost that. So I will definitely be back next Wednesday. Looking forward to chatting with you guys and hanging out with you guys because this gives me peace, this gives me joy, this gives me love and faith. I tell you, those are the 4 principles that I live by. And you all have a magnificent, fabulous rest of your evening.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.